Hey guys! Look what I found at the bottom of my drink! It's a cartoon!
Hello and welcome back to Tiger Drop Films. Probably wondering, why am I in this closet? Well, it's this simple. My roommates are kinda loud. They're always, drinking. I'm not drinking right now because I have to make this video, but that's why I'm in my closet. I just want to take a quick few seconds of the intro to thank you, all of you, for watching my content. Really, I appreciate it. It means a lot, and it gives me incentive to keep going with making YouTube videos. So, thank you guys so much. And without further ado, let's get into part 2 of why Ultraman songs are so inspiring. Now is a great time to be an Ultraman fan, as we've had 3 TV shows and a few films released this year already, with more to come. And what better way to discuss the heroics of the Ultraman franchise than the theme songs themselves? If you want to check out my first video over this topic, I highly recommend it. It released about 8 months ago, but I have a playlist on my channel. That way, if there's any songs you might have wanted me to cover that are not in this one, then they might be in that one. Keep in mind that I'm not a Japanese speaker, so my thoughts can only rely on a combination of multiple translations and the feel of the songs themselves. I'll be crediting the translation sources from the likes of Ultrafan here, Sidurksar, and many others. And I gotta give a shout out to the homie Sidurksar. Congrats on being noticed by Ultraman Connection, man. That's awesome. So without further ado, get into your favorite strike team ship, and let's return to the world of Ultraman music. First, let's start with the Return of Ultraman theme song in honor of Jiro Dan. The character of Hideki Go in Ultraman Jack is a personal favorite of mine in the Showa era, for I found their story emotionally gripping as it was inspiring. Hideki Go went through multiple hardships and tests that were brutal first for the franchise, and I really adore how his determination is reflected in the movements of Ultraman Jack himself. They don't have to directly interact often, but you can tell from visual storytelling that they're bonded as one. The cool thing about the Return of Ultraman opening theme song is that it's sung by Jiro Dan himself, backed by a chorus of kids singing along. It's pretty sweet to have these kids singing alongside their new hero. I can only describe the melody and structure as a battle-hardened hero, flying back from his ending in the sunset to help others, to continue fighting monsters and aliens on a new mission to save more burning cities, as the song puts it. What I mean is that it's fitting that the song's feeling captures the idea of the return of Ultraman, as the new hero Jack comes to help humanity. In hindsight, it also fits beautiful that the first lyric of the song is, "You too see it, the Ultra Star," since the Ultra Star and the idea of Ultra Oaths is a recurring part of the Return of Ultraman. The show even ends in Ultraman Jack flying into space and into a star. I love how the song brings up the Meteor Punch and Ultra Chop as moves he uses against Kaiju. It's cool how it organically fits into the lyrics. As the song continues, the imagery of the shining star returns, and we hear Jiro Dan sing proudly alongside the choir about Ultraman's mission to protect justice and peace. The Return of Ultraman song, or Karikita Ultraman, ultimately does a tremendously awesome job at reminding the audience of Ultraman's mission and purpose, as it does setting up his amazing return you're about to experience. From the song's enchanting opening that draws you in to the heroic long note that Jiro Dan sings as the song comes to a close, this theme is one that genuinely captures the feelings of hope and sorrow that comes with being Ultraman. But no matter what, the sun will rise again, and so will Ultraman Jack. Thank you, Jiro Dan, for all the memories you've given fans of Hideki Go. A character who shows that there will always be a reason to get up again after everything one has endured. the 5 Ultra Oaths still being used today is all thanks to you. For the next song, I like to cover the theme of the Superior 8 Ultra Brothers film, Light in Your Heart, by V6. This song is rather poetic, as it was the end of an era of Ultraman. Played for a film where the new guy at the time, Mebius, truly brought together 4 of the legendary Showa Ultra Brothers, the equally legendary Tiga Dainagaya trio. And to have the musical group V6 return after their amazing Take Me Higher song from Tiga is icing on an already fantastic cake. Light in Your Heart plays during the credits after we see the 7 Legacy Ultras travel to the Land of Light with their loved ones. It's another ending from the Heisei era that manages to bring a tear to my eye. I don't know how Supros managed to do that for pretty much every take on Ultraman during this time. And now, after the loss of Jirodan, I find the ending of Superior 8 Ultra Brothers to especially hit hard, because in a way he really is in the Land of Light. But I always find the ending of the film to represent that the Ultra Heroes are still out there, and will always be able to cheer them on. If I had to summarize the meaning of the song, it'd be this: no matter how much heartbreaking pain you feel, don't forget that the light in your heart is still there. And it's true, in addition to how the song brings up hope towards the future. Change can only happen if one's heart realizes the light that is there, and it's up to the individual to strive towards achieving it. Look at Gamu's small arc in the film. He's able to realize his dream and potential and strive towards the goal of creating an anti-gravity system, which is how our cast is able to travel to the Land of Light in the end. This idea of hope and realizing one's light is seen of all of our Ultra heroes, from the Showa Ultras to Tiga Dainagaya and Mebius. I love how the film's first act shows the classic Ultras being these elders who live close to each other and hold get-togethers with the Heisei trio, including everyone's wives and kids, because by the end of the film it makes it all the more sweet and sincere to see the classic Strike Team jets flying alongside the Heisei hosts. So V6's Light in Your Heart is a poetic ending song for this era of Ultraman, in a film that celebrated why people love Ultraman in the first place, as the very meta story, in all the right ways. A film that made Ultraman feel close to home, while inspiring its viewers to pursue their goals in the real world. The upbeat nature of Light in Your Heart and its bona fide lyrics of veritable hope is one I hope can inspire you whenever you need a power boost. Speaking of Ultraman Mebius, let's analyze his titular theme song. Here's the verse that I've discovered resonates with many fans. I don't want to give up love in a world of sadness. That verse can be translated in different ways, but the fact that each outcome touches the soul says a lot. The Mebius theme perfectly incorporates the symbolism of infinity into the lyrics. By that I mean how the song describes that no one is a hero in the beginning, but throughout the pain and hardships in life we can dry our tears and believe in others. People can become heroes through that, and they don't have to do it alone. Mebius' song paints in words how people are like stars in the sense that we're perhaps alone at first, but we can light up each other's lives. We see this in the show where in the finale, he becomes Mebius Phoenix Brave, after bonding with his friends from Guys as well as fellow Ultraman Hikari. It's a beautiful scene that I think encapsulates what makes Ultraman Mebius unique. As a 40th anniversary Ultra show that properly returns the Showa era timeline to inspire kids and old fans alike. Mebius is also an Ultraman who has to start his journey from scratch, and learn through trials and tribulations on what it means to be an Ultraman. Like the song states, nobody is a hero from the beginning, but they can grow into one. I'll end this section over Mebius with this verse. Now let's continue with M87 from Shin Ultraman.
あるか空の星がひどく輝いて見えたから僕は震えながら
Hearing this song in the theater was fantastic to say the least. Now as we dive into this song, I'd like to first go over how Hideki Anno's writing can be a bit unconventional. I'll explain. Anno did not write the M87 song. That was Kinshi Yanazu, who also sung the song. He's very popular in Japan from my understanding. Handsome devil. Maybe I'll fight him on the stage one day. Anyway. Anno wrote Shin Ultraman, which was directed by his homie Shinji Higuchi. But Anno's writing is known for being more on the depressing and nihilistic side. But that's not to say he doesn't have his own sense of humor, as he definitely does if you've seen Shin Kamen Rider especially. But the more somber side of his writing and characters is why I was personally thrown off by Shin Ultraman's human host, Shinji Kaminaga at first, because he wasn't upbeat or at the very least as broadly charismatic as they show our Ultra host who's supposed to be more in lieu with. But I wanted to touch on that more somber side of his writing, because the M87 song does sound like it's from the perspective of someone seeing Kaminaga or Shin Ultraman himself. Now let's take a look. You see, Kaminaga is similar to other Anno protagonists in the sense that he's more mellow and despondent compared to what we know of Ultra Host, as they're usually outgoing and pretty social. I see the M87 song as Shin Ultraman himself, making an impact on someone's life who's seen him in action. Take these lyrics. If you so wish, he'll come to your aid with everything he has. For while Shin Ultraman is still doing the right thing, he's a more quiet Ultraman that is put up against a world of aliens who don't see what his purpose truly is. But ultimately, he cares for Earth and humanity no matter what, even if it means going against his superior in rank, Zoffi. I really appreciate how Shin Ultraman stands for humanity, because he understands that one life can mean the world. So he's fallen in love with Earth. M87 especially becomes a memorable and inspiring song due to all the apocalyptic tracks, with choirs that composer Shiro Sagusu made for the film. After hearing themes such as An Out-of-Body State or Is Humanity to Die, and the film ending with Ultraman's supposed quote-unquote sacrifice, the tired but persevering beauty of M87 is stellar. Kinshi Yanasu's voice transcends the song into another level. Here's my favorite part of the song.
物語の始まりはかすかな寂しさ君の手が触れたそれは引き合う孤独の力なら誰がどうして奪えるものか求め合える命果てるまで
It's also interesting to note that M87 is of course Ultraman Zoffi's signature move. So when I brought up how this song could be from the perspective of someone who inspired someone else, maybe Zoffi was inspired by Ultraman's actions in the film. Speaking of a song that doesn't directly state Ultraman's name, let's discuss the first Ultraman Nexus song, Eiyuu. Sorry if I mispronounced that. The song was performed by the rock band Doa and written by member Akihito Tokunaga. First of all, this song is pure early 2000s magic, and I just can't stop banging my head to it. Eiyuu can appeal to our desires to find motivation and our angst when we lose said motivation. I also like how the song states that both men and women alike must be strong for others. If you include Nexus' appearance in Ultraman X, then he's had two hosts who are women. According to different translations I've found, Eiyuu can mean hero in Japanese, And then I realized that in the song itself you can hear the singer say Eiyuu, so it definitely means hero. This could be fitting since throughout the course of the Ultraman Nexus show, multiple people take on the role as Ultraman's host. Nexus is all about the bonds between people, with these especially seen in the finale of the show, where Nexus goes through all of his forms before evolving into Noah. But he was only able to do this through the people of Earth believing in Ultraman as a friend and ally, and in Kazuki Kaman becoming the last Dunamist. I talked about Ultraman and Nex in the previous video, premise of Ultraman and Nex, as well as mentioning it in the tie-in song Never Goodbye in my first Ultraman songs video. The important thing here is that Maki from that film was the first Dunamist for Nexus, as the show would give him 4 new Dunamister hosts. I just find it so cool to have an Ultraman show directly follow a film, as we see the same Ultraman continue to evolve alongside the people he's inspired to do good. With that in mind, it's cool to see how Eiyuu continues to be a fan favorite Ultraman OP to this day. The song especially beckons the listeners to endure all of your struggles and hardships, to grit your teeth and protect others while at the same time continuing to pick yourself up. And then you're a hero. If you look at all the other verses, the singer's pretty much talking crap about himself for losing motivation and trying to look cool. Yet he still has to pull himself together to keep moving forward. I see it as a more direct way of inspiring people by describing mannerisms I'm sure a lot of us think whenever we're trying to get through the day. It's not exactly self-deprecation, but more so just being hard on ourselves. It's an intriguing and down-to-earth way to incite and influence people to keep pushing on, since the singer's been where we've been. For these such reasons why I love Ultraman Nexus's Eiyuu. Before we wrap up, I'd like to mention a certain legend in the Ultraman music scene, Harunobu Kageyama. Now, he's a legend across many tokusatsu communities, but notably, he wrote a song for Ultraman vs. Kamen Rider, as well as 2 songs for Ultraman Dyna. I'm bringing up Mr. Kageyama since I mentioned Dyna's Kimi Dake Momori Tai in my first video about Ultraman music. While he did not write Kimi Dake Momori Tai, he did write the songs Ultra High and Shining on Love for Our Dyna. I like to shout out how Kageyama returned to perform a total of 3 songs for Ultraman Decker, with one song in particular being a special treat, that is, Hikari Kanata. The cool thing is that this song uses samples and melodies from Dyna's opening theme, Kimi Dake Momori Tai, and Ultra High. Out of those 3 works, Kageyama only wrote Ultra High, but it's still amazing and nostalgic how he incorporated Dyna's different musical history into Decker. It's beautiful in a subtle way of bringing things full circle. These references start at about 2 minutes and 30 seconds into the song. And Hikari Kanata is a banger in of itself, and is an enchanting ending credit song for Ultraman Decker. So if there's one takeaway from this, it's that I find it genuinely charming how a song for a new Ultraman can have musical details in it from past heroes, as we see of Dyna to Decker. And it goes to show that no matter how much time has passed, there will always be a reason to remember our favorite Ultraman songs. In conclusion, today we covered the Return of Ultraman theme song, Mebius' opening song, Light in Your Heart, Ultraman Nexus' first song, and M87 from Shin Ultraman, in addition to covering a little bit of Hikari Kanata from Ultraman Decker. I want to thank everyone for watching. For the Ultraman fans who watch my content, I have to give you a token of my appreciation, and to stay tuned since I'm going to be releasing more Ultraman videos soon. I know I haven't been lately, but I do want to get back into that. So here's 3 videos involving Ultraman that you can be anticipating. They may not release immediately since I have videos over other franchises I want to cover too, but they are absolutely in the pipeline. And I just want to give you guys a tease of what Ultraman topics are to come. For instance, the one about Godzilla will tie into the recent Ultraman shows and why I love Tokusatsu as a whole. With that being said, let me know in the comments what your favorite Ultraman songs are, and feel free to check out my first video over this topic. Be sure to support all the Ultraman channels I mentioned today. Thank you guys for watching, and let's celebrate the Giant of Light, as it's a great time to be an Ultraman fan. I'm gonna go watch some more Ultraman Blazer. Tiger Drop Films, out.
導